First of all, GBP USD played out nicely. I took this one last week at the end on Friday. It was That's technically like a risky move because we never know what's going to happen over the weekend. There's been big gaps in the past. Here, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty confident on the move itself because there was a shift of structure. Like, once again, I feel like at this point, all of my trades are starting to become the same. I'm not really doing this on purpose. It's just more so that, like, these are the movements that I'm seeing now. You'll always have a clear trend in one direction. And then for me, it's just becoming easier and easier to spot when it's about to start to shift. Because right here, this was supposed to be a higher, well, it is a higher low. And then this next movement here was supposed to be a higher high. So it's supposed to be higher than this one if it's going to continue to go bullish. It was lower, and that's the first hint that it's obviously, it's either going to consolidate and bounce up and down, or it's going to start going to the downside. So then, you make it objective. You make it objective by saying, okay, well, we have a lower high and then a second lower high. And then, at that point, then it's just looking for the entry. I took an entry there, had some drawdown, had my stop loss in a very safe place. Something you have to do, don't place your stop loss too close. I put it well above this 1 hour time frame EMA, just like well above it. And that way it held, because not every trade is going to go, straight in profit. Of course, we tried to pinpoint our entry as best as possible. I personally entered in at a pretty good point, I would say, close to this moving average. But then the market just wanted to pull back one more time before continuing down. I just closed out here at 36,860 or 870, around here, around this yellow circle. Could have had some more profit, but I just wanted to be out of it because I was like, wow, like, this is really good. It happened so fast, and let's just secure the profit. So definitely could have made more on this, but what matters is the setup itself was correct. So I entered in as this singular candle right here pulled back. That's the movement from late last week that just played out right now. But let's get into the pairs that I have on my watch list. So I have a couple here on my watch list, like 4 or 5. And then the ones that I flagged in blue is because they're just something that I wanted to point out. Like, they all have something interesting occurring, but the main ones are here. So GBP CAD, the first thing that I'm seeing is on this 4-hour time frame, we came up to this area, which is also a psychological area, 1.87, and we had a strong reaction off of there. Now, theoretically, we should go down from here. So if you were to enter in a sell, and have your stop loss somewhere up here, we should technically see a move down to like 185, 300. There's a couple of things holding me back from wanting to enter in right now. One of the things is, the entry at this current moment isn't the best. I would want to enter in a little bit higher, at least 10 pips higher, to give me a better, chance. And the other thing that's holding me back a little bit about entering right now is this wick rejection that we have here, because it shows that the market really did not like going below 185, 600. But nonetheless, I do think it's a pair of interest at the moment. If you were going to have your Fibonacci, it retraced perfectly to the 50%. I didn't even have to put the Fibonacci to see that. It was just very obvious. So GBP CAD, by all textbook definitions, you should be seeing some movement to the downside. The moving average isn't that clean, and it's not like an A+ setup. It's definitely not, but I would see it going down for sure. Now, AUD and ZD, we need to see a rejection, because if we don't get a rejection, then what we might have seen down here is simply just a bounce, and now we'll get a reversal to the upside. But if we do reject right at this moving average, that's on the 2-hour, but on the 4-hour, we're also below the moving average. If we get some type of rejection coming soon, then it should continue down. And the reason why is because we have lower highs, and it's been trending to the downside. So there's an engulfing bullish candle that formed here that's kind of driving price higher at the moment. And we can see that there actually is some strong bullishness. When I added this to my list, it wasn't this high up. It continues to go higher. If it breaks this high, I would no longer look for sells. But if it bounces right here, then I may consider entering in a sell. Right around 115, 800 and 700, like that range. I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid. Once again, engulfing bullish candle, not the best sign, because that shows that buyers are obviously stepping in. So we'll have to get a strong little reaction off of here if we were going to sell. Now, CAD JPY, the reason why I have this on my watch list is because we formed 2 higher lows after being, I guess, bearish. So, it wasn't really an established bearish trend, but it was more so just like a big, strong move to the downside. So now my question is always, okay, are we going to continue? Are we going to consolidate? Or are we going to shift and go bullish? So it seems like we had that consolidation phase. I'll put this one in, let's say, purple just to see the difference. But now we're in a bullish phase because we formed 2 higher lows, and that pretty much confirms that we are bullish because we also have 2 higher highs right here. So now the big question is, entry-wise, can we get an entry? Well, let's zoom in here. We have a nice rejection off of here. This one right here. So yeah, I mean, you could be looking for an entry to go long. Let's see how this would look. All right, like 60 pips stop loss down here right below 113. Take profit. You already know by looking to the left where I'm going to put my take profit, exactly at this top area of resistance. It's perfect. Boom. So this would be the setup. I have to think about it and see if I want to go in, but my strategy is telling me to go in. So daily time frame looks good. Looks pretty good. So the only thing is that it might pull back one more time. That's the only thing that's kind of making me hesitate a bit. But theoretically, it should go up. It should go up. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make the decision to just enter in right after this call or something. But CAD JPY, it's bullish. We've rejected the downside. We have higher lows, higher highs. So bullish shift of structure is confirmed. And we're above the moving average. And we have multiple time frames in our favor. So this is supposed to go higher. I would definitely be having CAD JPY on your watch list for sure. All right, let's check out Euro JPY. Our weekly doesn't look that clean, or the daily either. Okay, I think the reason why I put this on my list is because it's starting to go down kind of, but it's not ready for a trade yet. Yeah, so this one's not ready for a trade yet, but because of this rejection here, this one up here, and the fact that we're forming lower highs, that pretty much tells me that we're likely to start to go down, and this will probably at some point break below this low and below 183 and reach into this area here. So this is on Euro JPY. Definitely would see this market starting to go down, but we need confirmations to sell. You don't have any really solid entries just yet. So what I would do is let it go down a bit more. It's probably going to bounce at some point. And then once it bounces, also if the moving average happens to be there and you get a rejection, then you can sell this market. And remember, we're doing the weekly market breakdown. So just because it's not ready to trade right now, doesn't mean this can't be ready in a day or two from now. So maybe on Wednesday, maybe this pair does look good. So that's why I'm going to have it on my watch list and just wait for it to go down. Let's see, GBP NZD. This is the last one that I have on my list because I like how the 4-hour time frame is just consistently trending to the downside. We have rejections. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good. So yeah, GBP NZD also looks good to sell. We've had a little bit of bullishness, and we also have this big rejection that occurred down there. And also the entry right now wouldn't be the best. So I wouldn't enter in where price is now. I would say if you just want to know what pairs look best to trade right now, I would say It was GBP CAD until it came down. So if you catch a better entry here, could be that one. But definitely it's CAD JPY. This one I may have to enter in on this shortly after this call, because it just looks good. It makes sense. Everything based on my strategy tells me that we should be looking to go in. So we had the bearishness, we had the consolidation, and now we have the third phase, which is bullish. And it makes sense for this move to fully continue all the way up here. So yeah, I mean, now onto some of the pairs that I found interesting that I wanted to point out. First of all, on USD JPY, so it seems like we're starting to shift to the upside. We have our first higher low at this point. I would want the market to pull back one more time to form a bigger second higher low. And then at that point, maybe we can start to look for buys, but you only have one higher high at this point. So this is one where it's like, it's almost starting to shift, but there's not enough evidence that it's going to go higher. So you can't really trade it bullish right now. It might go up, that definitely could happen and you missed the move. But for me, if the exact confluences don't happen, then I'm not looking to trade it. So I need at least two higher lows and two higher highs. Euro AUD is another one that could start to shift. So we have our first higher low here. If this rejects here and then goes back bullish, then this is a market that you can expect to continue higher, and then you could look for buys. But this one wasn't even on my list, so I was just breaking that down for fun. USD CHF, this one's similar to JPY. If we can get a pullback and reject right at that moving average, then I would start to consider it. It's still better if we can make an extra high. But I think at that point, this would be the first higher high. This would be the second one. And then your entry could be right there. So that could be very solid. So watch USD JPY right around 77,200 or 77,400 once it starts to pull back. AUD CAD currently consolidating. So I wanted to point this one out to you guys. That's why I flagged it, because we were bullish at one point, and now we just went into a different phase. Very obvious what phase we're in currently. If you guys know, well, obviously we're consolidating. You can see that very clearly. And now the question is, will we finish off by going bearish? So if we do go bearish, only if we can break below this area of support at 94,500, then can we look to start selling. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because you guys need to get trained on identifying what phase of the market we're in. Like, you need to be able to see this and immediately see, okay, we're bullish, we're consolidating, what's gonna happen next? Well, we don't know yet, but once it happens, you immediately know, okay, we just went either back bullish or we went to the downside. Like, this is what you need to get really good at, because that's how I was able to catch GBP USD. Wow, which we just passed my full take profit. So I actually would have made a lot more on this if I didn't close out where I did, but it is what it is. I'm not really gonna stress out about it because I still did everything correct in terms of taking the trade, in terms of holding it, just not holding it all the way, but holding it for a pretty long period of time over the weekend too. So I'm still glad that I was able to find this opportunity and take it. Euro GBP, the reason why I thought this one was interesting is because we have a very, very strong area of support, which we've been bouncing off of the entire month. 86,500 has been in a price level where price has just been able to not go below. If at some point we get a break below this, then we can look to potentially sell this market and have a nice move down, but nothing to do currently. I basically just put this one here because I wanted to show you guys an example of a market that's consolidating at this current moment. If we can break above this high, then you can start to look for buys. NZD CAD, this one is almost starting to shift. Hopefully you guys can see the same type of setup that I saw earlier. It went from bullish to now consolidating, and this could turn into a bearish market, which could turn into another trade that looks just like the one I just caught on GBP USD. So you can start to see how it goes from this, it'll look like this, but then it'll turn into this. And that's how you catch those trades. So yeah, those are pretty much all of the pairs right now that I have on my list or that I found interesting. I think CAD-JPY is the one that's most ready to take a trade on. And I think now AUD NZD has gone too high for me. So I think I might take this one off of my list. I'm not looking for the sell anymore. GBP CAD, I do think it should head downwards. So if you can find an entry, which right now is not the time to enter, but if you find the entry, then you could trade it. And yeah, I mean, Euro JPY is starting to set up for sells, but you just got to wait for some type of pullback and rejection, of course. Let's basically see. That's kind of like a consolidating phase right there. Because, you know, I'm not going to go ahead and say that this is like a lower high. I mean, it slightly is lower than these, but it's all in all, like at that point, the market was just bouncing up and down. So I guess this could be like the first official lower high. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you can find an entry on this, then definitely it could work. But obviously the best would have been if you could have entered in up there like I did on GU. Like for sure here, if you were gonna enter, this would be the zone to enter right here where I put in blue. Like somewhere up there, if you were able to catch a sell in this blue zone, then this is a solid trade, is what I'm trying to say. But if you're gonna think about entering in now, absolutely not. Like it's just not correct to enter in a sell now. If it pulls back from here, then it's also not a good trade because then it failed to break this low. So that's not validated. But if it continues down and then pulls back and then gives you a rejection lower than this one, then it's a good trade. So there's a lot of like, if this, then this. But at the current moment, if you entered in anywhere above 0.6100 or 0.6150, anywhere above there, you're in a sell, then you're in a good trade right now. But if you're thinking about entering in now, it's not. It's just not what you're supposed to do at all. I already broke down this pair. Yeah, I already broke this one down. I explained that we haven't made the second higher low yet. It's not confirmed. And we only made one higher high. So right here. So this is number one and this is number one. So first higher low, first higher high. You could say this is the second one, but I'm not going to do that because it's not a good place to enter. Remember the Fibonacci also. It's not good enough. It needs to pull back deeper before entering in. So just based off my strategy, it's not ripe. Like it's not perfect for entering in at the moment. I also mentioned earlier when I broke this down, I don't know if you were here, that there is a chance that this goes straight up for sure. But if that happens, I don't really care. Like I'm not gonna be looking to catch this movement. So yeah, USD JPY. It's a pair of interest for me. That's why I marked it here in blue, because it is shifting structure, but it's not quite ready for me to take a buy. And for that, I would rather just take a buy on CAD JPY, which does look better. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. This is the one that kind of looks like the best right now. Might pull back one more time, which might give me a better entry. This is why I'm considering holding off just a little bit on CAD JPY, because if it pulls back one more time and still rejects it, then it's for sure gonna go up, and then I'll get a better entry. But you know, we could go up from here as well, so it's definitely something I'm gonna be thinking about if I should enter in, because I just closed out in profit out of a trade, so I have profit to work with this week, so I shouldn't really be that worried about, you know, risking some of that profit on this new trade.